In the small, fog-enshrouded village of Hollow Brook, time seemed to stand still. The cobblestone streets and ancient oak trees bore silent witness to the passage of centuries, and the villagers often spoke of the whispers of the past that lingered in the air. Clara, a young historian with a passion for uncovering forgotten stories, had recently moved to Hollow Brook, drawn by its enigmatic charm and the promise of untold secrets. Clara's new home was an old cottage on the outskirts of the village, nestled between towering elms and surrounded by a garden that had long since gone wild. As she unpacked her books and artifacts, she discovered a hidden compartment in the floorboards. Inside, she found a weathered journal bound in cracked leather. The pages, yellowed with age, were filled with elegant handwriting that told the story of Eleanor, a woman who had lived in Hollow Brook over 2 centuries ago. Eleanor's journal spoke of a love affair with a man named Thomas, who had mysteriously disappeared one autumn night. Consumed by grief and unanswered questions, Eleanor had dedicated her life to finding him, convinced that he was still alive somewhere. Her entries were filled with heartache, hope, and the faint whispers of the past that seemed to guide her. Intrigued, Clara decided to investigate further. She spent her days at the village library, poring over historical records and old maps. She learned that Thomas was a sailor who had been lost at sea during a violent storm, but there were no records of his return or of Eleanor's fate. As Clara delved deeper into the mystery, she began to hear the whispers herself. Soft, indistinct voices seemed to call her name, guiding her toward hidden clues and forgotten paths. One evening, while exploring the overgrown garden, Clara stumbled upon a crumbling stone well. The whispers grew louder, urging her to look inside. She peered into the darkness and saw something glinting at the bottom. With great effort, she retrieved an old locket, its surface tarnished but still bearing an inscription. To Eleanor, with all my love, Thomas. Clara's heart raced as she opened the locket, revealing a faded photograph of a young couple, Eleanor and Thomas. She felt a chill run down her spine as the whispers grew more insistent. They seemed to be telling her that she was on the right path, that the answers she sought were within reach. Determined, Clara returned to the library and uncovered an old legend about a hidden cave near the cliffs where Thomas had been last seen. The villagers believed it to be cursed, but Clara was undeterred. Guided by the whispers, she made her way to the cliffs and found the entrance to the cave, concealed by ivy and shadows. Inside, the air was cool and damp, and the whispers seemed to echo off the walls. Clara ventured deeper, her lantern casting eerie shadows on the rock formations. Finally, she reached a chamber where she found an old, weather-beaten chest. Her hands trembled as she opened it, revealing a collection of letters and a journal belonging to Thomas. The letters told a heartbreaking story. Thomas had survived the shipwreck but had been unable to return to Hollow Brook. He had written to Eleanor, hoping she would find his messages one day. The journal chronicled his attempts to get back to her, his love for her unwavering even in the face of insurmountable odds. As Clara read the final letter, the whispers grew softer, almost like a sigh of relief. She knew then that she had fulfilled Eleanor's quest. She brought the letters and journal back to her cottage, placing them beside Eleanor's journal. The whispers ceased, replaced by a profound silence that felt like the end of a long, arduous journey. In Hollow Brook, the past and present had finally come together, their whispers at rest. And Clara, now a part of the village's enduring history, felt a deep connection to the souls who had once walked the same cobblestone streets, their stories now complete.